Officials are investigating after a 33-year-old man fell to his death this week while touring the Grand Canyon, walking across the viewing platform. Officials are investigating after a 33-year-old man fell to his death this week while touring the Grand Canyon. Few could have imagined that his tragic fall would lead to one of the most astonishing archaeological discoveries of the modern era. Deep beneath the canyon's scarred surface, in a forbidden zone few dare to tread, scientists have found something that defies both history and belief. A place that seems to whisper from a time before time itself. The area, long avoided by hikers and closed to tourists, is known unofficially as the Forbidden Zone. The walls are sheer and treacherous, and the ledges are narrow and fractured. It's a realm of silence and danger where even echoes sound hesitant. For years, rumors circulated among rangers of strange shapes and shadows glimpsed from helicopters, but no one had ever gone to look closely until now. It all began when a team of geomorphologists from Arizona State University decided to conduct high-resolution LiDAR scans of the cliffs for geological mapping. Their aim was simple, to analyze erosion and landslide patterns. But the data that returned was anything but simple. The scan revealed outlines, arch voids cut into the limestone, perfectly symmetrical, arranged in patterns no natural process could create. Skepticism quickly turned to curiosity. Within days, a specialized ascent team was assembled. Using ropes and drones, they navigated to the coordinates. As floodlights swept across the canyon wall, a circular opening shimmered into view, a dark mouth in the rock, too precise to be natural. For a moment, the team stood suspended in disbelief. Once inside, the explorers found themselves in a cavern of haunting perfection. The walls were smooth, the air unnaturally still. 3 interconnected chambers spread before them, each one crafted with deliberate geometry. Rectangular corners softened by curves, surfaces polished as if by tools, not time. The team quickly realized they were not in a simple cave. Scattered throughout were remnants that defied geological explanation. Low stone platforms, carefully positioned angular boulders, grooves cut into the walls with mechanical precision. These weren't random. They were purposeful. Then came the moment that would redefine everything. In a silted layer of undisturbed sediment, they found a metallic disc about a foot across. Its surface gleamed even under dust, and at its center was a shallow hemispherical depression. It was unlike anything ever found in the canyon's geologic record. Field testing shocked everyone. With portable X-ray fluorescent scanners, the team found the discus alloy contained unusually high levels of arsenic mixed with traces of platinum group metals elements never found together naturally in the canyon strata. This was metallurgy, sophisticated deliberate metallurgy. The disc rested on a raised stone pedestal, as if for display. It wasn't a tool or scrap, but symbolic, an object of reverence. The realization rippled through camp. Someone had placed it there thousands, maybe tens of thousands of years ago. Deeper exploration revealed a secondary tunnel, narrow and sloping downward. There, they found something even more astonishing. An enormous chamber once full of water. Kaolite layers marked an ancient spring system, the mineral crust glistening glass-like. The space felt sanctuary-like, life carved within stone. At the far end of the chamber stood a carved slab upright, its surface etched with looping symbols and spirals. They were neither Native American petroglyphs nor European inscriptions. The patterns repeated in complex sequences, seemingly to encode some message or formula. The discovery forced experts to question everything they believed to know about human history in the American Southwest. If these structures were human-made, their builders achieved engineering, design, and metallurgical sophistication long before conventional history allows. It was as though an entire chapter of civilization had been erased. But the alloy composition drew particular fascination. The creation of such a material would have required controlled heat exceeding 1,000 degrees Celsius, beyond the capacity of known prehistoric technologies. It was as if these ancient people had mastered processes we associate only with industrial science. Some archaeologists thought the chambers might have been refuges, places of safety or secrecy during a forgotten cataclysm. Their high elevation, accessible only by rope, hinted at deliberate concealment. Others believed they were ritual spaces carved not for survival, but for ceremony. Whoever built them wanted them hidden. From below, The ledge is invisible. From above, the entrance is masked by overhangs. Only from one specific angle, visible to the descending sun, does the doorway reveal itself in shadow and light. The secrecy seemed intentional, almost sacred. Speculation began to swirl about the purpose of the chambers. Were they the last remnants of a culture erased by time, or the first traces of a people no one ever knew existed? For centuries, indigenous tribes have told stories of hidden places inside the canyon, homes of spirits, keepers of light, and sleeping gods. Many dismissed those tales as myth. Now, researchers were beginning to wonder if those stories were memories passed down from witnesses to something very real. The implicati, ons extended far beyond archaeology. The disk's metallurgical signature implied trade networks or contacts over vast distances. Perhaps materials had been imported from lands far away, or perhaps, some dared ask, from beyond the earth itself. The canyon, long regarded as a natural monument, was taking on a new identity as a node in an ancient web of cultural and technological exchange, a bridge between science, spirit, and myth. As multidisciplinary teams joined the project, geochemists, linguists, acoustic engineers, the picture grew stranger. In one chamber, researchers discovered that when sound was produced, speech, chanting, even footsteps, it reverberated evenly harmonically. The chamber was an acoustic instrument, amplifying certain frequencies while absorbing others. The tunnel's gradient, exactly 7 degrees, wasn't random either. Its dimensions created a standing wave pattern that produced a haunting hum when air moved through it. The site seemed engineered for resonance, a technology of sound centuries ahead of its time. The most breathtaking moment came when ultraviolet light was shown on the dome ceiling. Tiny crystalline fragments embedded in the rock began to glow, forming a pattern of stars. When mapped, they matched constellations as they appeared 15,000 years ago. If true, it meant this chamber wasn't just an architectural wonder. It was an observatory. Its builders had recorded the heavens at a time when glaciers still ruled the north. Samples of the glowing fragments were analyzed. They weren't natural quartz. They were fused silica mixed with metallic microflakes, materials that would require temperatures exceeding those used in early glass making. Whoever made them had controlled fire with surgical precision. The ceiling told a story of cosmic awareness of people who looked up and carved the universe into stone. It was as if they were preserving knowledge for a world yet to come. In the chamber's floor, scientists extracted sediment cores beneath layers of kaolite. They found microscopic carbon spheres and metallic oxides formed under extreme heat, synthetic byproducts centuries before metallurgy was supposed to exist. At first, scientists thought of meteor impacts, but the uniformity of distribution suggested controlled fire, not chaos. This was deliberate. Someone long ago had harnessed a process approaching plasma fusion. Even more mysterious was the discovery of a faint electromagnetic pulse within the dome, measurable, rhythmic, repeating every 12 seconds. Sensitive instruments confirmed it was not random noise. The frequency seemed tied to fluctuations in the Earth's magnetic field. One geophysicist proposed that magnetic minerals within the chamber walls had been deliberately aligned, creating a natural resonance chamber, a structure that sang with the heartbeat of the Earth. It was a theory so radical it bordered on spiritual. Imagine civilization so attuned to the planet that it built architecture not to dominate nature, but to harmonize with it. The forbidden chambers then were not tombs or dwellings. They were instruments of connection, bridges between consciousness and the Earth's energy field. Further laboratory testing of the metallic disk deepened the mystery. Its isotopic ratios didn't match terrestrial samples. Levels of nickel-58 were far higher than any found on Earth, indicating either meteoritic origin or intentional isotopic refinement. Either possibility was staggering. In ancient myth, sky metals were gifts from the heavens used to forge sacred tools or symbols of divine contact. Perhaps this disk was such an object, a cosmic token linking human hands to the stars. Behind a veil of kaolite, another find awaited. Small stone tablets engraved with intricate geometric patterns. When analyzed, the carvings displayed precise mathematical ratios. Pi, the golden mean, and harmonic intervals. This was not random art. It was design encoded with intelligence. Such geometry is universal, found in pyramids, temples, and cathedrals across time. Its presence here hinted at a shared mathematical language that spanned continents long before written history. As word of the discovery spread, mainstream academia reacted with both excitement and unease. The chambers suggested not nomadic hunters, but settled builders, thinkers, and artisans. They pointed to a civilization that understood architecture, acoustics, and the cosmos. If confirmed, it would mean the Grand Canyon, long considered a geological monument, was also one of humanity's oldest cultural landmarks, a cradle of forgotten genius hidden in stone. Traces of rare minerals and botanical residues suggested that travelers once carried exotic materials here, perhaps for ceremonies or trade. The canyon, far from isolating people, might have drawn them together, a sacred meeting ground between worlds. Every element of the chambers embodied purpose, the proportions, the symmetry, the resonance. They blended art and function seamlessly. Walking inside, researchers reported a profound sense of calm, as though the geometry itself tuned their minds to stillness. Acoustic scientists proposed testing the resonance frequencies to see if they aligned with human brain wave patterns associated with meditation. Early results hinted they did. The chamber, it seemed, was designed to alter consciousness. Even the air inside was unique, fresh, breathable, lacking the decay expected of sealed caves. Microbiologists found thriving colonies of extremophiles bacteria, producing trace oxygen through mineral metabolism. This microcosm had survived, isolated for millennia, its existence rewriting what we knew about the persistence of life. Remote sensors showed even more chambers extending along the cliff face, each aligned to uncanny precision. Some researchers believe they form a network of sanctuaries, each preserving artifacts or records. But the risk of collapse has delayed direct exploration. Magnetic mapping showed the same 12 pulse repeating across these hidden structures, synchronized with groundwater movement deep below. It seemed the ancient builders had tuned their architecture to the rhythm of the Earth's own cycles. Such design philosophy, melding geology, hydrology, and sound, suggests an ecological intelligence we're only beginning to rediscover. They didn't build against nature. They built with it. And within this harmony lies a message that modern civilization has forgotten that science and spirituality are not enemies, but reflections of the same quest for understanding. Soon, scholars from around the globe began comparing the canyon's inscriptions to symbols from ancient Eurasia and Mesoamerica. Similar motifs appeared. Spirals, circles, and mathematical grids patterns of cosmic order that seemed to emerge independently across humanity. Some theorized that the chambers were knowledge vaults, archives meant to outlast cataclysm. The pigments found on the walls, visible only under multispectral light, could represent data, cosmology, or mythic history, a prehistoric record preserved in mineral form. Imagine those who built it, standing at the canyon's edge, perceiving its enormity as divine. To carve sanctuaries within its bones was not mere survival, it was communion. They turned geology into scripture. Isotopic analysis of sealing minerals revealed that the chambers flooded and drained in cycles, suggesting they were meant to vanish and reappear, protected by nature's rhythm. Their keepers likely returned only when conditions aligned. Scientists describe standing inside as humbling. When the wind outside shifts, a faint vibration ripples through the rock, producing a low hum like the canyon's own heartbeat. Some swear it resonates in their chest. The forbidden zone, once myth to most, has now become one of the most compelling frontiers in science, but not all are ready to face its implications. Why was this area closed off for so long? Were earlier explorers worn away by something deeper than danger? Perhaps by knowledge deemed too disruptive. As investigations continue, drones have discovered one final mystery. Behind a fractured limestone wall, a sealed slab, its surface bearing the same circular indentation as a metallic disc. The shapes match perfectly. The disc, it seems, was a key. No one has attempted to open it. Ethical protocols forbid disturbance until full safety analysis is complete. But the question burns in every researcher's mind. What lies beyond that sealed door? More artifacts, ancient writings, or a message meant for us alone? Whatever rests inside that hidden vault has the potential to change everything we know about humanity's origins and its forgotten brilliance.